Sideshow presents Pulp Vixens. Enter a world of kitten-heeled killers fighting a sinister shadow organization. High stakes and highly classified action. Meet the Pulp Vixens. Episode 1, Mr. Sin. Featuring Ursula Strand, a stunning starlet facing down a madman, monster, mastermind. Can she act innocent with the villain closing in? Find out in Mr. Sin. Pulp Vixens, Episode 2, Deep Down, featuring Hawana Kalili. This is No Day at the Beach. A dancer dives into her family's past and finds secrets under the surface in Deep Down. They're putting the fatal in femme fatale. Watch your back. The Pulp Vixens are on the job.
You're watching Sideshow Con. The show will begin shortly.
For the latest and greatest collectible news, sign up for Sideshow's SMS. You'll get exclusive deals and access to giveaways and so much more. Follow the link below.
Be sure to sign in to your Sideshow account, and if you don't already have one, you can make one at the link below.
It's showtime! Sideshow's Beetlejuice 6-scale figure is dressed to impress. Crafted on a fully articulated body, the fast-talking ghoul comes with a variety of swap-out hands and accessories. Packed with personality and screen-accurate details, this figure is a must-have for fans of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice.
For the latest updates from Sideshow, go to side.show/newsletter. You'll get $20 off your first order, plus get members-only access to discounts, giveaways, and so much more. Follow that link below.
Thanks for joining us here for Sideshow Con. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever we release a brand new video.
Thanks for tuning in to Sideshow Con. We'll be live in studio to answer your questions from the chats.
You're watching the ultimate celebration of pop culture collectibles. Today, we'll be showcasing the latest and greatest pieces for your display, checking out fan favorite characters from Hot Toys, and even holding giveaways so you can win some of these incredible collectibles. Here are your hosts for Sideshow Con Day 3.
Hello everyone and welcome to Day 3 of Sideshow Con. My name is Derek.
My name is Jillian.
And we are so excited to have you here today. It's a really great day to be a geek. Deadpool is dropping today in theaters and it's the first day of Comic-Con.
I know, it is a really big day. And I think in celebration of all the things that are happening today, we want to get the show kicked off with a giveaway.
Yes.
One lucky winner is going to get to take home the Deadpool Urban Aztec.
See it?
Ooh.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a mean looking
Amazing.
Deadpool.
I know, this is an incredible piece by Urban Aztec. If you do want to win this, make sure you're down in those chats with hashtag Sideshow I agree. Let us know you agree to those terms and conditions, but keep on entering down in that chat. I mean, this is an incredible piece and amazing for the celebration of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, it is done by the artist Jesse Hernandez, Urban Aztec, if you know him. He is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, so make sure you stop by and say hi if you're there today.
Oh, so exciting. I love that everything's kicking off today, especially for all your Comic-Con fans. It's a big weekend. And again, I'm so excited for Deadpool and Wolverine as well.
Oh, yeah. We have some sort of spoilers, some things to keep with the theme of Deadpool and Wolverine. So if you're very excited for that, keep watching the show because we have something that's cooking on that front.
There's so many exciting things. And like we had spoken about in the beginning, this is Sideshow Con.
Yes.
So if you are joining us for our third day here or our first day, Sideshow Con has been a month-long celebration we've been doing here, celebrating what we do best by bringing you the best in collectibles. So we've had so many new reveals, giveaways, deals that are going on, and it all culminates into this week of our live shows, which is going to consist of a lot of the same things as well.
Yes, and it's my first Sideshow Con, so if it's yours as well, give us a shout out in the chat. If you're coming back, you know what's coming. We've got booth tours. We've got everything to excite you. I'm having such a blast here at Sideshow Con. And part of that is because we have a really awesome team here. And I think we should bring in one of our team members.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Let's bring back the Amy Chase. Come on out.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing?
I am super excited to be hopping back in the booth today for our third day of booth tours. This is my Wolverine claws for day 3.
Yeah.
We've got so much going on. We're gonna have some artist interviews and brand new reveals of new pieces you guys haven't gotten to see before. And, you know, it's Thursday, it's Deadpool Day, it's Comic-Con like you said, but it's also Critical Role Day.
Ooh, yeah. I've got my dice here.
Ooh, so we'll have
I'm
to
gonna roll at advantage. Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't
rolling
bring
at
any
advantage.
dice, and now I feel really
I
bad
know,
about
we're
that.
not prepared.
Come
That's
prepared.
amazing. Yes, so we will get to take a closer look at the Critical Role collection, and for our horror heads out there are so many horror figures in different scales, and I'm very excited to creep on into the booth and show you guys a little bit later.
There's maybe some Demogorgons, I think I saw. Yeah.
We're gonna turn things upside down.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna have to stick around to see everything that Amy's gonna be looking at in the booth. And remember, everything we see today, side.show/con day 3.
That's a little bit, that's a little bit of a spoiler. It's like opening your presents a little bit early, but it's the best place for you to see everything that we will be featuring on the show today. If people drop in late, they can catch up later, but that's gonna have the deals, the giveaways, and the product features that we have going on. Side.show/con day 3.
Well, we know that you have to get to the booth, so we will let you get there. We'll take it over from here.
Yes, and we are prepping with our awesome artist guests behind the scenes as well. So you guys are going to get to meet Jorge Villar, Ian McDonald, and see Rich Lung back in the booth. So I'm going to get going, get things ready for you guys, and I'll see you over on that set.
Awesome, we'll
Sounds
see you
great.
soon, Amy. Yes, so again, so many exciting things coming today. We got those artist interviews as well. Make sure you stick
Very
around.
excited for those.
We love getting to talk with them as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
It's one thing for us to gush over these pieces, but to really hear about them from their perspective, it brings a whole other take on it, a whole other appreciation.
If you have any
it.
questions that you want to throw to some of them, the chat, we have people watching the chat, so just throw your questions in there, and we'll be happy to answer some of them for you.
Yeah, definitely. We're live. That's the best part of being live, is we get that one-on-one interaction with you. Now, if you aren't registered already as well, you're going to want to make sure you register for this event. You can head to side.show/con, and registering does come with some perks.
I think they get a little something, right?
They do,
Didn't I hear a sneaky little $5 swung their way?
You heard correctly.
Yes.
If you just for registering, you're going to get $5 in Sideshow rewards that you can use. And this is also your one-stop shop for everything that's going on. It's going to give you exclusive access to all the different giveaways, all the different reveals we have going on, and all the deals that are happening too. Because again, it's just the most fun-filled week. We've got so much happening. And you want to go to side.show/con if you haven't registered for this event already. All right, well, again, there's so many exciting things happening on today's show. And we are so excited to be giving this Deadpool away as well. Make sure you're entering down in the chats below, #Sideshow, I agree. But this is one of the giveaways we have going on here. We have so many ongoing giveaways.
The grand prize giveaway, if you are a DC fan like myself, or if you just love really, really, really cool prizes, this grand prize is something you're going to want to see, the Batman vs. Joker Eternal Enemies premium format. I mean, there's so many details going on in this. You've got the video here showcasing it, but really when you get up close, I mean, I don't think I've seen anything like it. They have about like 50 hidden Easter eggs in there. It's just so cool.
I was going to say, there's so much with this piece, so much to love about it. And one person is going to be taking this home at the end of Sideshow Con. It's our grand prize giveaway.
I am going to fight the chat for it. I just want to let you all know, so come prepared to be scrappy.
I know. Derek, you've been all over the giveaways.
I really have
this
been
week.
since day one. I'm like, this is mine. I'm going to try and get it.
And who wouldn't be? They're amazing pieces. Again, make sure to check that out, side.show/con, so you can enter for a chance to win. But you guys are tuning in to the 11 a.m. live stream we've got going on right now. But there's a whole day's worth of stuff that's happening, and we want to give you guys a look at the schedule for today.
It's a very fun schedule that we got going on. The morning show has already happened. They have a lot of fun on there, and you are joining us here for the Sideshow Con Live, which will be showing a lot of the booth, but the booth keeps going in the afternoon.
It does, yes. At 2:30 p.m. we have another fan request booth tour. We were able to do one yesterday on the Sideshow social network. It was really fun. So again, if you are watching today, want to see some more things up close later, make sure you're tuned in for that. Then we also have a 4 p.m. wrap-up show as well on that Sideshow social network. So you can make sure you're there for everything, a recap of everything we went over today. Again, you don't want to miss anything that we've got going on here at Sideshow Con. And including, you don't want to miss those deals.
You do not want to miss the deals, no. I've heard, pray tell, that there is 30% off select in-stock product, and there's also 35% off a very cool Hot Toys Boba Fett Deluxe Pack as well.
Yes, you're right. We've had the 30% going on, 30% off on select collectibles for a lot of Sideshow Cons. So you're going to want to check that out on the website, see which ones you can get your hands on for that 30% off discount. And then we also have our live show exclusive, and you're right, it is the 35% off that Boba Fett set, but that's only for today too.
Only
that's
today,
a live show
chat.
exclusive.
I know there's a lot of people in the chat who are huge Boba Fett fans, so only today, strike while the iron's hot.
I know, I was gonna say, that's pretty good too. 2 figures for 35% off. Definitely want to check that out.
Yes.
Again, I've seen so many people in the chats talk about, the giveaways that they've won, and we're so grateful that we can do that. I think we should give away this Deadpool
I love
Urban
giving
Aztec.
stuff away, especially at the top of the hour. We're going to give this Deadpool Urban Aztec giveaway to a winner here. I don't know if I'm ready to part with it just yet, though.
Not yet.
No. But I'll give it one last look. Yeah, I just want to, it's such a cool, that palette in there. It's awesome, the swords, everything. Okay.
It's hard to part ways.
I had to show it off. I had to make the chat that doesn't get it a little bit jealous, because from what I gather, we only have a few of these left.
Yes, this is limited stock as well. So make sure to check it out if you aren't the winner today.
Yes, well, I've been prolonging the drum roll. I
right,
think
you
we should
ready?
start one.
All right, the winner of the Deadpool Urban Aztec is Random Thoughts.
Random Thoughts.
Random Thoughts.
That's the actual name. Wow, Random Thoughts. I was having Random Thoughts. I was like, what is this?
Congratulations. I know. That's a great name. Congratulations, Random Thoughts. You're going to be taking home the Deadpool Urban Aztec piece. Make sure to talk with those moderators in the chat. They're going to let you know how to get your hands on this piece. Congratulations. I get so excited doing giveaways like that.
Random Thoughts.
I know. Shout out to Random Thoughts. We see ya. All right. Well, I think we should get going with the rest of our show. We've got a lot of exciting stuff. We should start getting into it.
We're going to throw a quick message, and then we're going to take it over to the booth where all the goods are, so keep watching.
Thanks for tuning in. Have a question? We are live in studio to answer your questions from the chat. This is Sideshow Con.
Hey everybody, we are here in the Sideshow Con booth and you are watching Sideshow Con Live. I'm Amy Chase and I'm here with sculptor Jorge Villar. We are going to get to introduce you guys to a couple of pieces that he worked on, something very brand new and something that we are excited to get some more insight about. So let's start off in the world of Court of the Dead. Jorge, let's take a closer look over here at this new piece. This is the Slayer, the Undying Blade premium format figure, brand new piece in our Court of the Dead collection. So first of all, fans are very excited to see this collection come back to life or afterlife, but where do you start in a project like this?
Perfect. In this project, I have the chance to work in a lot of areas. So I started to work in the Casa hat and started to create some details for the portrait. And then move up to the katana and the Tanto sword. There's a lot of intricate details in the armor and, for example, the cloth. And then I move up to the base and create some hands and some creatures just like this dragon, and it was super cool to create all this kind of stuff because I love the lore behind the God of the Dead piece, and it was a super cool piece to work on.
It's beautiful, and as you said, you know, there's so much detail here, especially with the costuming being fully sculpted. A lot of Court of the Dead pieces can have the mixed media to them, but Court of the Dead is really rich in storytelling. So I want to know, for this character, a brand new character that fans haven't seen before, how much story is given to you when you start versus how much is being built as you are designing and sculpting this piece?
In this case in particular, we have to like try to design a lot of stuff because we have a lot of reference and inspiration from real world assets, for example, the armor, the katana. But then we have to design and compare all that reference and designs to try to adapt to the Court of the Dead visual line. So it was a challenge itself, but it was a super fun challenge, and I enjoyed every part of that piece.
Oh, fabulous. Well, for fans who don't know this character just yet, Slayer is a new Flesh Faction assassin. You can see in the way that the Flesh Faction, you know, changes and shapes and adapts. We've got this beautiful living tattoo. It's got some real cool, almost feudal Japan demon elements to it as well. You've got the Flesh Faction symbols on her belt and costume, and again, that crossing between the worlds. She's hell-bent on revenge on a demon who promised to kill her entire family, and the Queen of the Underworld really likes that ambition. Now, speaking of that tattoo, there is an alternate portrait. So how did you go about designing first her face that we see fully revealed and then that demon mask where her tattoo is kind of climbing up?
Yes. Well, for example, for that kind of mask or portrait, I try to have a lot of inspiration from the Oni mask. The mask we all know, and we try to different designs and then merging with the skin to try to adapt to the Court of the Dead line and have that kind of flesh merging with the armor and all the parts just to create a whole new element itself. So it was super fun to work in that kind of area, for example, the Oni mask, because I love all that is related to the samurai war and the samurai lore. So I have a lot of reference and trying to play with that kind of style and lore. It was super cool to me, and I was super happy that this piece came to my hands.
I think it comes together so beautifully, and there are so many different textures and designs, not only on the costuming elements, but I'm curious because you've got kind of like a ghostly well here under the bridge. You've got the wooden textures. So how much reference do you collect for those things, and then how much do you kind of take your own style with the more horror elements of the piece?
Well, in this piece in particular, I have a lot of reference of samurai stuff, so it wasn't difficult for me. For example, the wood in particular, we have to go further in the investigation of reference because we need to like try to figure out what kind of wood is in this war, and is it a dry wood, how the wood interact with another elements like the fire, or for example these hands, and it was like a huge investigation of reference and elements just to like get to the right amount of details.
It's beautiful from head to toe. Of all the details on this piece, do you have a particular favorite?
Yeah.
That might be hard to ask, but...
No, I have a particular parts that I really love. For example, the katana. I love the katana and the tanto swords and all the details that are in the back, because we put a lot of times in those kind of details. I love working in that kind of weapons.
Yes, especially the hilt of the katana has so much beautiful detail to it. These pieces are really designed with, the full 360 in mind. Even if something is on the back of her, like the tanto sword, it's not just a hidden detail. It's fully embellished. And this piece will have a light up feature. You'll be able to illuminate the ghostly hands at the bottom, as well as some elements of this dragon that is emerging from the bridge. This is a beautiful piece, and fans are getting to see it here alongside a few other Court of the Dead pieces that are in stock. We've got the Oathbreaker Strife and then Sheev the Pathfinder. Those are low stock alerts, so if you want to start building your Court of the Dead collection, pledge your allegiance to one of the factions, you can do that right now on our website, and you can RSVP to be notified. Or actually, I believe Slayer might be out for pre-order this week already, so you can add her to your Court of the Dead collection right now. But we're not done here, because you've also worked on some Marvel pieces. Exactly. So we're going to take a closer look at a brilliantly blinding Ghost Rider right here. This piece debuted at Sideshow Con last year and lit up the stage, quite literally. This is a massive piece. I mean, with the 21 inches tall, and it's about 24 inches deep there with the full explosive bike. Now, I think one of the biggest questions for this piece is, when you're sculpting a character that has a light up feature, are you thinking about how it's going to light up, or are you focused on designing the best version of it regardless of the features?
Yes, exactly. In this case in particular, I focus on design all the shapes that look awesome.
It does look awesome.
And trying to reach the best possible version of the bikes and all the general shapes and even the details. And then Kellan and the production team came out with this great idea of put a light up feature, and it came amazing. So props to the production team that really created an awesome job with this feature.
Yes, it's such a layered piece as well, because even without the light up feature, the paint team did a great job, highlighting the different aspects of the sculpt. Especially I'm thinking of the burned leather up here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that, because that's, that's such a specific type of material to reference. So unlike the wood of a bridge, how do you get those kinds of inspirations for those kinds of unique materials?
Exactly. Well, my main source of inspiration, of course, is the comic book, and I try to read a lot of comic books just to understand the character aptitude and just try some composition designs. But there's a lot of source of inspiration, such as the movies and the TV series. For example, if it has a huge visual impact on me, it's a huge source of inspiration, and try to play with those details and create some burn leather and some burn part of the bikes. It was taken from.
You had to build a lot of materials to destroy some of them as well. Now, I do want to talk about that bike, because this composition is incredible. I mean, it is so action-packed, and you have to, consider balancing the character on top of it. But talk to me a little bit about the bike, because that's not something that appears in every type of statue.
Yeah, the bike itself was a challenge, but it was a fun one, because when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of TV shows when they built a motorcycle from scratch.
Wow.
I sat in front of the TV just drawing all the details.
Wow.
When this project came to me, I knew exactly what I have to do to reach this kind of result.
That's so perfect. I mean, that's one of those things that as a kid you never imagined that would take you. But it is so amazing, and the balance of having the character leaping onto this flying piece. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about he's literally bursting out of hell. Yeah. So how did that kind of also affect the stance and the environment of the piece?
Yeah. We have an idea in mind to create a super dynamic composition. So we try to play with a lot of elements like the broken pavement and road. We start to playing with some more liquid elements like lava and melted pavement, just to give an idea of the extreme hot that the bike is producing, like coming from hell.
Yeah, and even the intensity of the flame and the coloration. Again, one of those brilliant elements of the whole team working together with the production team and the light up feature, the paint team creating those values, and then again, you with the material composition and the detailing that goes into this sculpt. I think this is such a really cool piece. I think it's a triumph of teamwork, but also just making something that's completely badass and exciting. So this is actually available on our website right now. You can order that and see that at the link on your screen or side.show/con day 3. Jorge, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything you want to tell our collectors before we finish this segment?
Yes, please check these statues and the Slayer statue. We work with a bunch of sculptors, painting, and a whole production team, and it was really a team job, so props to all the team, and thank you so much for having me here, and I'm super grateful for this invitation.
It's so exciting to learn a little bit more about these pieces that make their way to collectors' homes. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about this Ghost Rider, we do have a quick video feature that shows you even more of the illumination and a 360 view of Jorge's amazing sculpt work. So we're going to toss it there, and then when we come back, we're going to continue our booth tour with some horror characters. So we'll be right back.
Thanks for joining us here at Sideshow Con. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you're notified whenever we release a brand new video. And now, back to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm still Amy Chase, and you guys are watching Sideshow Live. And now I'm here with Guy Klender in the
Hey
booth.
everybody, this is great. Let's take a look at these. You talked about horror today. There's such a focus on it.
It's almost as if they planned today's booth just for me, but I know it's for all of you as well.
But mostly for Amy.
But we've got a pair of incredible original Sideshow pieces here. First off, we've got the Frankie Reborn statue by Olivia de Berardinis with sculpt work as well by Martin Munir. He designed that incredible body snatcher chair. And then we'll talk a little bit about her, a spiritual companion, but they're totally sold separately, different collections, totally different vibes. This is a pin-up version of The Bride of Frankenstein as created by Olivia de Berardinis, a world-renowned pin-up artist. And it was based on model Tia Eckhart.
Really?
Yes.
There's so much going on. It's the coloring in the painting. Obviously, Olivia paints in such beautiful colors, and to now kind of replicate that in 3D.
Yes, and she was very, very involved in the painting process, especially for the prototype piece. Beautiful pearlescence that highlight the kind of subtle pink flesh values to the, that's mixed in with that seafoam minty green. I love that she's using her own, volts, like the traditional monster volts to hold up her hairstyle in the back there. And she's got all those beautiful little copper sutures. And one of my favorite details is that tattoo.
that tattoo is really, really fun. It's such a great addition. And I know this is one that people have wanted for a long time. And this is an opportunity to now have it again, correct?
Yes, so this did go to waitlist for a little while, but it is back available on our website. I believe it is up for pre-order. So if you want to bring that home, again, side.show/con day 3 to check that out. Do not miss your opportunity to bring home this amazing Olivia piece.
Now let's talk about her companion, shall we say.
Quote unquote.
Yes, and a little different. Now you had a lot to do with this and adding some really cool details. And I
can't say I did a lot, but I did help a little.
You did help a little. Let's take a look at the base, because we can see Amy helped out with making sure that we had a true-to-story gravestone.
I got to flex my English degree for once in a little while. But yes, so we've got a really cool Easter egg. Not only that, but you're seeing for the first time ever the light-up feature on the base. We've got that incredible flickering lantern in this solemn, snowy graveside. The gravestone is Elizabeth Lavenza, who is the fiancé of Victor Frankenstein, who is untimely killed because the monster was a little bit jealous and upset that his creator wouldn't make a mate for him.
Did you just spoil her?
I just spoiled a big part of the Frankenstein novel that has been out for over 200 years. I'm so sorry.
Well, still.
But this is such an amazing design. The creature evolves over the years.
Yeah.
in so many ways, and there of course are a lot of inspirations in this piece throughout popular imagination, but this is undeniably a Sideshow original version. I am obsessed with the bear pelt and the way that they've utilized the volts are now in his shoulders as well.
You even see the head of the bear over on this, and the textures of that. Not only is that skin stitched together, but even like when we get down into the pant, there are different fabrics there that have been stitched, and all of the textures that the sculptors have added to that.
Yes, and that is up for pre-order on our website, and I think it's a great piece because as we're celebrating 30 years of Sideshow, Frankenstein has always had a place in our hearts. The Frankenstein's monster, I'm sure we're getting some comments about that, but you know what I mean. But our very first piece ever as Sideshow was a Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein. We covered that on our blog as well, so if you want to learn a little bit of Sideshow history, you can check that out after the live show, but having this new interpretation of Frankenstein is also very, very exciting for us.
So there's more horror.
Yes.
Let's jump a little forward to 1958.
Wow.
1958 from Hammer Horror. Two icons not only in story, but of course the actors that portray them.
Of course, and the likenesses on these premium format figures are incredible. We have the Van Helsing and the Dracula premium format figures, again, from our Hammer Horror line, again with the cut and sew elements that we got to talk a little bit about with the Court of the Dead pieces, but here, these are so extremely detailed. I mean, these figures are fully dressed. We've got the layers, the different, you've got the, like the vest there, we've got the dress shirt, the tie, this really nice material overcoat.
It almost feels like that wool overcoat, and then that fur, and then that's juxtaposed over on Dracula's look, where you've got that silk, that red silk on the inside, and the high polished shoes in his tailored suit.
And it's a very subtle inclusion. I mean, people might have noticed with when we did Superman Call to Action, where he's actually physically opening his shirt. This is another piece that does actually interact with its own fabric. You are able to style and pose that, but it's very dramatic as he sweeps the cape away. And I love the statues that have an awareness of their own tailoring as well.
Absolutely. Letting you see his signet ring that he was very very proud of.
Yes, and I believe the last piece of him that's left after turns to dust.
Someone has also seen the film. And the companion bases, I like that they, obviously if you have only one of these pieces, fantastic, but they do combine. But there are only a few of these left, I believe.
Yes, this is low stock right now. So again, if you want, and those are in stock as well. So if you want to get one shipped to you for Sideshow Con, Dracula is also 25% off, so you can take a bite out of his price there. 25% off, but these are both low stock, so if you want to get those, you're going to have to act fast. And I do believe this was the first, filmic adaptation of Dracula that showed us the ready-made steak. So Buffy, you're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Having them prepped and ready. Now, I don't know if it would consider horror, but there are some definitely scary elements in this next story.
There were a surprising amount of scary elements in that first Harry Potter film, especially if you're on the younger end and you're seeing the three-headed dog for the first time. But this is a really exciting brand new art print from Sideshow. This is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by artist George Kaltsotis. You might recognize that name. We did the Charles Xavier and the X-Men with him, as well as a couple of our How to Train Your Dragon pieces. But now he's taking on the whimsical wizarding world of Harry Potter with a piece directly inspired by the first film.
Absolutely. Now, this is up for pre-order come July 31st, which happens to be Harry's birthday.
Oh, fabulous. And that's not so far away either.
It absolutely isn't. Now, things we want to point out in this is the storytelling element that he's done in it. We have those flying keys. Of course, we have Hagrid, the mirror.
Hedwig.
Or Hedwig. Did I say? Yes, Hedwig. And then, of course, the castle. I love the fall colors. But down on the title treatment.
Yes. We've got a little name plaque there that says Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That is the film's title in the U.S.
Exactly, but there is a variant for UK.
International
and
release.
International with the Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, so this is limited to an edition size of only 200 pieces, but if you get the Philosopher's Stone variant, that is limited to an edition size of 150 pieces. So you can bring that home. You're seeing the custom framed edition that has that beautiful custom matte design with the gold accent that really highlights the golden snitch and the mirror of Erised, and like you said, those winged keys.
Yes.
I think
you
this is
talked
so
about
much
the
fun.
importance earlier of taking a look at everything at side.show/con day 3, and you can enter there for a chance to win with
Oh, fabulous. Yes, so if you would like to enter for a chance to bring this home to your collection, you can check that out at side.show/Con-Day3. You never know what you're going to find there, and you're definitely going to see, some looks ahead at what we're covering. Next up, we're going to stay in the realm of fantasy and the realm of art prints. We're going to take a look at some Lord of the Rings art.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at another very famous wizard.
With some explosive flames. I'm also getting a theme from some of our collectibles
exactly.
today.
The Flame of Anon. Now, this is a beautiful print, and this is done in that custom framing, and I really like the choice that the art department did on this.
Yes, so one of the things to point out is that every single art print that comes through, the team does choose that matte accent color. They choose the cutout of the matte as well. So you've really got this kind of regal scalloped style to highlight the Flame of Anor piece. And I believe this was Chris Valentine, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
And so you've got, of course, Gandalf holding off the Balrog at, oh my goodness, all the Lord of the Rings names get mixed up in my head. It's the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, right?
You, ladies and gentlemen, Amy questioning her abilities and yet comes through in the end.
There we go.
Absolutely. You can feel the flame. You can feel the warmth coming off, which is why we removed the glass, right?
Yes. I love the heat values in this piece. And again, as you're getting you're almost getting, when flame is so hot that it kind of warps the scene. You're getting some of that across the Balrog.
It dissipates kind of your view, and I really like how they've done that.
Yes.
Well, sticking with Lord of the Rings and moving from 2D into 3D, we've got a couple of cool pieces right here.
Yes, we do. These are from our friends over at Pure Arts, who you guys got to see yesterday with some of their video game collectibles, but they also do film and television replicas, including this Gollum art mask, which is very creepy and very well done, and the Crown of Gondor.
All right. Which one should we start with?
Let's start with Gollum.
All right, let's start with Gollum. As you said, this is the life mask there. The eyes on there, that taxidermy style eyes, and of course he had those large eyes, and there is such a maniacal quality to them.
Very glossy, especially from the angle that I'm standing at. You're catching the light, and it looks very creepy.
Yeah, the punched hair down onto the eyebrows, and of course on the head, and even the little eyelashes on there are spectacular.
And not only are these mask replicas incredible, but the bases they designed for them as well are highly, highly detailed. Of course, we've got the One Ring there.
Yes, and the stairs he ascends when he's leading our two hobbits in perhaps the right and or wrong direction, depending on how you look at it.
Yes, and so I really do like that pop of the gold ring because it adds such a nice element of color to something that is otherwise very quite, we've got the grimy and the drab and the monochromatic of that like almost volcanic rock.
Absolutely. You talk about the dark colors, but let's talk about the light colors in this next piece.
Absolutely radiant. Again, this is the Crown of Gondor, but you're getting a full Gondor city replica as well.
Absolutely. Minas Tirith, right here, you're getting all of the levels, and look at the detail down of all of those buildings. I mean, remember when they made this film, they actually made these models. So to have that access and to be able to look at those working all the way up, and Amy's favorite detail, can we point that out in close up?
It's the tree.
It is the white tree, of Gondor.
It's there, it's scaled down, and it's underneath this brilliant shining crown replica, and I absolutely adore just seeing even that detail rendered on this piece's base.
Now, you said brilliant and shining. You mean brilliant and shining with a light up feature, Amy?
Oh my goodness, highlighting all of those layers and levels of the sculpt there. These are so cool.
Isn't that neat? With those lights on, I mean, as it is, that crown is very high polished that we see, but those lights just pop, and we get all of the intricate detail really, really highlighted in this.
Now, if people were so curious as to want to crown themselves a regent of Gondor, is that possible?
Are you asking to wear the crown, Amy?
Maybe.
Are you asking to wear the crown?
Not on camera. I mean, we've got so much to cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, later on today, perhaps in the fan request booth tour, someone will be wearing the crown. It could be Amy Chase.
Well, as long as no one takes the One Ring from Gollum, because then we can have
let's leave this here.
A whole bunch of problems.
I believe it is permanently attached. Thank goodness.
Oh, good. We learned our lesson from the last time. Now, we've got even more stuff to show you guys. I actually don't remember which. I'm spoiled for choice. We're going to the horror section. There we go.
In the world of horror, and
There
my favorite, the 6-scale world. All right. Sideshow, 30 years, and horror has always been part of it. Let's take a look at some new pieces as well as some eternal favorites.
This is so much fun to see all of these together. Let's start with this guy who's got a new movie coming out very soon.
Absolutely. Now, this is the Beetlejuice figure, and this is in one of his favorite outfits, and a fan favorite is that black and white pinstripe. Little elements and little details that I think are fantastic. The little bedazzled jewels on that necktie are spectacular. Now, yes, of course, he ties that nice and tight, and yet has a bunch of gunk around his collar.
I was going to say, we're talking about dirt and grime. This guy is fresh out of the grave, and he's looking mildewed over. I love the design on the portrait. They've captured the eyes especially, and then that kind of, I don't want to call it feathered, but you know, the grave fresh afterlife hair.
Grave fresh afterlife hair. You know, as one who's follically challenged, I'll go for that. That's an option for me. And bringing up the hair, that it is a soft hair versus a sculpted hair.
Now, speaking of soft hair, I want to touch it, but I'm afraid he's going to bite me.
Yes, I wouldn't do it.
Our Pennywise 6-scale figure holding one of the many balloons he comes with. Unfortunately, not 99 red balloons, but like the original television miniseries, we do have the singular yellow balloon as well as an option for, I believe it's a total of 4.
Correct.
The yellow one slots into it.
Yes, you can choose, and you can see that the sculptors have even done swap out hands that already have the string done right around, that wrapped around, which is the way in which he does carry it throughout.
And behind his back, we're seeing a bit of a monster hand as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes,
again.
now the monster hand was actually done in the print ads. Your TV guides and your posters, all of it showed throughout the world. It was his face peeking over and then this creature-like hand pulling it down. And so they've added that in. It's just a fun little Easter egg. Now there's also a second portrait with this.
Yes, there is, with the open mouth and the exposed teeth. And the detailing on the costume from head to toe is simply incredible. Again, with the layering of the clown collar, we've got the big pom-poms, we've got the fun frills down at the bottom of the feet as well. It's inviting, it's fun, and it's absolutely terrifying to behold.
And he does have his little dancing shoes.
Excellent. So you can get some fun poses in with that. But let's talk about a guy who does his own stunts.
He turns the world right upside down. This is one of my favorites. This movie very much inspired me. Amy, I'll have to show you a photo of me at the time when, yes, I had hair. Yes, it was bleached blonde. Yes, I wore a long leather jacket, and I even had leather gloves.
But tell me about that feather earring. How about that guy?
Let's talk about the David figure. Now, you're seeing this in a way that you probably haven't seen in any figure before. In the film, and hopefully, again, we're trying to avoid spoilers for even the classic films, but he does hang from the ceiling. And they've gone and designed this top portion that has special feet that click in, and the stand connects with it and allows you to have that hanging look.
You call them special feet. They are so creepy. They are so creepy.
They are indeed creepy hanging on there. Now, this is going to be in the hanging version. You have ones that you can just stand on, your traditional.
Yes.
And he has his boots. And he has vampire hands, traditional hands, and those leather-gloved hands I spoke of.
Yes, and he does also have 2 portraits. He's got the closed mouth, smirking, very nice likeness, and then, of course, we've got that vampire face. And one of my favorite elements of this is that, you know, the team created the figure upright, but you do have that extra fun element of the costuming when it is hung upside down, because you have the layers of his coat. You're revealing the really cool, almost like a paisley on the interior there. Just a really great detailed piece. And yes, of course, he comes with Chinese takeout. They're just noodles.
They're just noodles. This is the reason you hit quantity 2, because they're just too many ways to display this figure.
Yes, and then we have a couple of returning titans of horror, longtime favorites that we are excited to be offering once again. You can check these out again, side.show/ConDay3 to see all of these. But we've got Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, and thankfully the two haven't broken out into a Freddy versus Jason rematch here.
Correct.
But we are moments away from that. So of course, Mr. Krueger has his fully detailed and scarred over portrait and that beautiful sweater that has come with the distress. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tore it up a little bit himself with that glove hand.
Perhaps. Now, these are from Sideshow, and Sideshow does fantastic original works as well. And we have some Sideshow originals, Amy, that the storytelling aspect is amazing. Let's get into that.
Yes, we're going to go from the world of horror to some action thrillers, some spies, some espionage. We're taking a closer look at the Pulp Vixens pieces. Now, if you are just joining us, and welcome to Sideshow Con, you may not have met these figures yet, but they are an incredible original series by Sideshow from the mind of sculptor Will Harbottle, who we'll get to hear from a little bit later this week as well. But this is a globe-trotting series of collectibles of kitten-heeled killers against sinister, shadowy syndicates. It's fun, it's rompy spy action, and the first episode is our Mr. Sin premium format figure. This stars Ursula Strand. She is a starlet in the making, and she has found herself in the underground lair of casino tycoon Mr. Sin himself. Now she is posed up here, fully sculpted, and she is discovering some of his sinister scientific secrets. Just a beautiful design all the way throughout, and again, there are light-up features on the sides here. He's got some creepy experiments going on the side there, but we've got this really unique lithophane lithophane element, not an elephant.
In the room.
On the back here, it's painted and designed to have this two-dimensional look, and even when the light feature isn't on, you know, it's got that really cool stylized, almost like a pulp novel cover look to it, but you can illuminate it and reveal the villain himself.
These are really fun. Now, this is the first time, I believe, fans are getting to see Deep Dive.
Yeah, deep down, we've got yes, we've got the light up feature as well on display for that. This is Agent Hawana Khalili, codenamed Dancer, and she is diving into her family's sinister secrets because her father is a scientist and he may or may not have been involved with some experiments off the coast of Borneo. And so she's discovering face to face a giant squid emerging from one of these submerged, stolen Russian sub chambers.
What gets me about this and what really draws me in is when you talk about the deep and the way in which they've done the paint, that I actually get the idea of we're seeing less and less light the deeper we get down into the ocean. And so we're getting that in this area here, just a little bit more light up here, but as it goes down.
Yes, and you're getting that weightless look to the tentacles and to her hair and the elements of her costume that are, you know, being lifted by the surf. But as you said, I love that paint detail that reflects the underwater values of this piece. And then we've got the fun, you know, emergency light blinking on the sub and the blue interior chamber illuminating that giant squid monster. Now, if you want to learn more about the Pulp Vixens, you can check that out on our website. And again, go to side.show/con-day3, see their product summaries. We've done some cool spotlights and features about the collection. And, you know, if people are excited about these episodes, maybe we've got even more missions to send you on. But for now, we're going to stay in the realm of horror. We're going to show you guys a quick reminder about why it's good to subscribe to Sideshow's notifications and newsletters. And then when we come back, we're going to jump into the booth with Jillian and Rich Long for the full reveal of the Vampire's Lust premium format figure. Let's check it out.
You're watching Sideshow Con. For $5 in Sideshow rewards, don't forget to register for this event at the link below. And now, back to the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sideshow Con, and I'm here with artist Richard Lunn with his new premium format figure, Vampire's Lust. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We had an amazing interview yesterday where you and Daniel Bell got to talk to each other as well, so we're really grateful to have you here again today to talk about this amazing new piece.
Yeah, thanks. I could talk about this stuff all day long, so that's good.
Perfect. I love to hear about it too, and I'm sure everyone else out there does as well. Now, this is part of the Sideshow Originals line. We did take a peek at a couple of those over in the booth, but this is an amazing line that really lets the imagination of the creative team run free. You get to, you know, take risks, experiment with different genres. Did you feel you had that same kind of, you know, creative freedom when you got to work on this piece?
Yeah, you know, I think all of us creators, like the designers and the sculptors, we are very fortunate to be able to have the originals as an outlet to be able to kind of really explore and push the limits of what we could design. And for me, as a big horror fan, this was like a perfect opportunity for me. I had so much fun working on this piece.
That's so awesome. I love that you did have that freedom to really experiment, especially because you love horror as well.
Yeah.
This is such a fun piece, and we did see that concept art up there as well. That's so exciting. What was the conception of this piece like? Was it something that they approached you with, or did you have the idea that you pitched to them?
Yeah, so actually for this one, it's kind of a cool story. We originally wanted to just do a vampire. So it was going to be in the line of a more traditional vampire, and I was leaning towards kind of like a Nosferatu male vampire at first, holding a victim. So, you know, the base was about the same still with the swirling blood and the bats and everything. But as we kind of like just really talked about the piece and, you know, talked about what could be really effective and what would be more original and unique, we came up with the idea of maybe making her a female. And I think it gives a little bit more of like a sensual feel and just like a different take on the story. So we eventually ended up coming up with this.
I love it. I love the evolution of this piece as well. And I agree, this is a much more like, you know, like sultry, dark piece as well. You know, we did see some concept art up there and we were able to reveal that earlier in the year. I'm curious, how much did that change throughout the process of working on this? You know, how many revisions did it go through until we got to this final product here?
With a lot of concept art, when we do designs, we'll come up with, you know, anywhere from like 6 to 10 different designs to really explore ideas. And we did that on the traditional vampire side. And once I went to the female take, I went through a lot of different iterations with the costume and the hairstyle and like the armor, her headpiece and everything. It was a lot of back and forth with me and the team. And
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I love that process though, because the exploration is part of the enjoyment of being a concept artist.
No, absolutely, to have that freedom and to go back and forth and then to end up with something this incredible too. It's really amazing to see in person. And I see some people commenting too. It is an amazing piece. Again, if you love it on screen, you definitely go want to check it out for yourself at side.show/Con3 so you can get some closer looks at this too. But I did want to ask too, you said you were a fan of horror.
Yes.
Was there any other, you know, horror movies or soundtracks that you listened to or referenced to really get in the headset, the mindset to make a piece like this?
Yeah, so horror is a huge reason why I am an artist, and it influences a lot of what I do in terms of the aesthetic and the design. In this piece in particular, I really watched a lot of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I love that film. A lot of the design is really daring in terms of the shapes and design and lines. And the hair is kind of influenced a bit by Dracula from Bram Stoker's. And then I love Hellraiser. I love leather and sort of like this kind of like paneling. So her corset is influenced a lot by like sort of like this Hellraiser kind of like bondage kind of vibe. So kind of incorporating a bit, because the leather is a bit more modern, but kind of incorporating in here and making it still feel classical, I think was part of the design
I do
process.
love it. I love to see those classic, you know, like you said, you know, vampire movie references, but also to have those more modern pieces of it throughout as well. It feels like a great reflection too of like your own personality, like your own heart and love for these movies is really showcased in this. And I love the bass as well. We were talking about the bass earlier and just like the incredible, you know, transition from the bats to the blood, all culminating up into, you know, herself. It really looks amazing.
Yeah, the team did a great job. So the bass was sculpted and directed a bit by Will, and then also Claudio Abraham. He did the bats in this flow, and Chi, our painter, just did this amazing deep red effect with these purples and these blacks to really bring this to life. I also wanted to kind of bring back to just all the detailing and everything in here. Will Harbottle, he did the Vixens too. He's a master sculptor. He did such an amazing job of just bringing all this to life and the texture and the cloth and making this flow. Yeah.
No, incredible work by everyone. And I am seeing a comment, is there a bite mark or blood on her neck? There is, and I want to give you the chance too. Is there anything specific you'd like to highlight while we're taking a closer look?
Yeah, actually we can rotate this just a little bit if you want to zoom in on her.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There you go.
I know, this is such an amazing piece. Yeah,
this is actually one of my favorite parts is I love her portrait, where she's kind of like passed out and she has the bite marks on her neck. And also if you kind of, I don't know if it picks up on camera, but her dress is painted in a way that it looks see-through and you kind of pick up the skin kind of showing through the fabric. It's really, really beautiful.
It is so beautiful. I'm so glad you guys asked and we got to take a closer look at that too, because it is that attention to detail. And again, like just an incredible paint job too. This is all like fully sculpted and painted. So like the fact that they're able to emulate, you know, the look of like the see-through dress and like the imprint on the hand, like on the side and the blood, it all comes together and it looks so incredible. We get a close look at that paint job as well. again, all the hard work that went into this. I love the textures on some of that too. Is that something you'd originally had in mind as well for like the sleeves?
Yeah, so going into the piece, like, you know, we always want to create visual interest. And so even through the design process, I'll pull a lot of references for, you know, this dress is this big, full, puffy kind of Victorian dress. And you have the different material with the corset. And then on her arms, you can see there's this lace effect, which that's done in paint, which is, if you can get a close up in on, I don't know if you can get in on her arm at all, but
it is.
It looks like lace.
It does. The fact that that's paint, like just paint, is amazing.
Yeah, it's and then we have the sheen of the dress on the victim, and just there's so much texture difference, and it just really brings this thing to life.
It really does tell such an incredible story. So many different, you know, parts of it that come together to really execute. Like such an amazing Sideshow original, such an amazing, you know, new addition to the Sideshow Originals line. And do you have a spot for this at home? Do you happen to have a collection of your own?
Yeah, I got a problem.
No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
I actually was a collector before I even started working for Sideshow, so I probably have about 50 statues.
Oh my gosh.
It's a dream to be able to even work on this stuff and have pieces that I work on in my collection. And this one will definitely be in there. Just because, you know, with these original lines, like you get to pour so much even more of yourself into these, and this is, you know, it's not an existing IP, it's just, this is our own characters, you know, and being able to work with a team is just, this means a lot to me. So I can't wait to show this off.
I'm so excited. You're right, Ron. It's all so impressive. Thank you so much, Richard, for coming in to talk with us today about this amazing new Vampires Lust premium format figure. If you do want to check it out, and make sure to head to side.show/con day 3 so you can look at this for yourself. You can RSVP. Definitely want to get your hands on this. I know that yourself, along with many other people, are going to be wanting to add this to their collection as well. But we are going to have a special message for you guys next. Some of the people from Critical Role have a special 30th anniversary message for us here at Sideshow, and we'll be right back.
For updates on the latest and greatest collectible news, sign up for Sideshow SMS. You'll get access to exclusive deals, giveaways, and so much more. Sign up at the link below.
Hey! Happy 30th anniversary to all you wonderful people at Sideshow. We've all been fans for so long. We can't believe we get to collaborate with you to make amazing shit like this. Yay. So just wanted to say we love you and happy anniversary, y'all.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here at Sideshow Con, and again, it's Thursday, so we're here with the entire Critical Role collection by Sideshow.
This is more Critical Role than I ever thought I was going to see in my life. I don't think we have time to talk about every single one of these.
I could make this a 3-hour segment, so if you guys have time,
you guys are cool with that, right?
Buckle
we just,
up.
Yeah, go individually with everyone, chat. We want to know who your fave characters are. But
first of all, this is what your collection could look like on Critical Role.
You're not going to break up the party, right? No, you want
split
both these parties. So let's talk a little bit first about the Mighty Nine.
Yeah, let's take a look at our Mighty Nine collection. These pieces, we've got some of them in pre-order, some of them are on waitlist right now, but this is the entire main collection of the Mighty Nine. You have so many different options here for bringing home different versions of the team. You know, you can have the Not the Best Detective Agency with Not and Jester up front. You could bring home the Bo and Ford Bros. You could even bring home Molly Mock and Yasha from the circus. So we've got the entire collection here. I know I've got a couple of these on pre-order already, but this is really exciting because we were able to represent their mid-campaign looks. Just for the other characters I didn't mention, of course, we have Caleb Widowgast and we have Caduceus Clay. These are so brilliantly detailed. All of them have, you know, some of their signature weapons, or some of them are casting their signature spells, and there's so much fun detail throughout this. I'm just really terribly excited about this, but you have to take a closer look, especially at Molly Mock's coat, because though he shined bright and briefly, the Circus Man makes one of the biggest impacts, especially in the sculpt with that full detailed costuming. Now you can see, again, all of these at side.show/con day 3, Or you can go to side.show/critical role for all of our critical role pieces, including two-dimensional art prints that we offer that complement these pieces. But let's take it over to Vox Machina. I know that their animated series is coming back very soon.
There is no way I can have these dice and not talk about Vox Machina.
I wish we'd coordinated. I would have brought some dice,
Oh
man.
yeah, you've got your set?
Oh, I've got too many
I was
sets.
playing last night. I don't want to talk about it, but I changed from Oathbreaker over to Knight of the Watcher's Paladin. Don't want to brag about it, but reverse heel turn. So anyway, I really have to talk first about Grog, because if you look at all these character poses, I mean, we know Grog, we know what he is in the party, and he is just here in all of his full glory, being the distraction, being the meat shield for the party. I mean, he has arrows in his chest and his leg, bleeding
has
everywhere.
About 7 arrows. So
7 arrows.
At least one
sorry,
for each.
I missed the ones in the back.
Oh no,
yes.
totally. At least one for each of the party.
And I love the paint details on the bracers. We've got some blood on the axe because, of course, why not mess them up? But I also really love, right next to him, Percy. We've got the smoke coming out of the gun. We have some brilliant paint jobs on the coat as well, and the mask that you can't see on the back. But you gotta talk about Keyleth. I mean, like,
she's
who
so beautiful.
Doesn't love Keyleth? I love the paint job of the leaves, the cape. There's just a really awesome gradation going on here.
Yes, there's so many fabulous details throughout all of these pieces, and you'll see with Vaxildan and his wings and Pike and her wings. You've got all of these really unique textures going on throughout, and all of the characters of Vox Machina have their signature vestiges of divergence. And then we also have, of course, Terrion Darrington and Dodie, who are, I believe, low stock on our website because, you know, he needed to hire an adventuring team to take him out and make him a real hero, but he also needed a scribe to record all of his activities. So again, the full Critical Role collection, side.show/.
I would be
Critical
amiss
Role.
if I did not point out Scanlan, because I know, chat, we've got some Scanlan fans, and I'm not going to let us paint away before we showcase that hand, the swirling nature of it. I'm a bard at heart, and I have to show it. But I know that we have to move on from the realm of fantasy, so let's step into the world of Star Wars. I know, chat, I know there are some Revenge of the Sith fans. Give a shout out, because you know who this character is, you know this pose, you know who should be right here.
This is our Mace Windu premium format figure. This was a big reveal at our May the 4th celebration earlier this year. And this was a labor of love for the whole team, because this is the first time we've represented Mace Windu in premium format scale.
What a representation it is, honestly.
Team went all out with the cut and sew and the details on this piece. We've even got that Coruscant themed base. One of our friends in the booth is making some noise right now, so if you do hear
That's
that,
Zoltar.
That's Zoltar.
Spoiler alert, you're gonna get some Zoltar soon.
Zoltar speaks, and boy does he. We will take you over there in a little bit, but again, back to Mace Windu. This is up for pre-order on our website right now. You're gonna have the ability to pose that cut and sew as well. It is beautifully detailed. There is wiring throughout his many Jedi robes, so you can get that wind-swept, you know, broken window, airy pose atop. He's in that Coruscant base, as I mentioned, with that really intimidating pose. But you'll want to make sure that you have enough space. I believe this is about 26 inches deep with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So you'll want to make sure that you have room to really display.
He's taking a very wide heroic stance, because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
about to mess up Palpatine. At least he thinks so.
And we wanted to make sure, of course, that signature purple lightsaber was on full display. So again, you can check that out, side.show/con day 3. But again, the fun continues. Thursday is a big day, as we mentioned at the top of the show. It is the first day of Comic-Con, and it is the day that the Deadpool movie drops. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we've got some Wolverine and Deadpool figures to show you guys from Hot Toys, but we do want to let you guys know that if you are totally going in blind, there may be a little bit of a spoiler included with those figures, just a tiny
little
one.
bit, but who doesn't like a little bit of spoilage? I mean, this is an exclusive for you guys. You get a glimpse just before seeing the movie, so if you have to cut away, take 5 seconds, like minimize,
Yeah, come
maybe
back
turn
in a
down the
few
volume
minutes.
in 5 minutes.
But
it's
if
a
you
very
don't,
minor spoiler. I think you're gonna like it.
if you don't mind, then stay tuned, because we've got a quick video break, and then we're going to hop back to the main set with Guy and Jillian to show you guys all of that Deadpool and Wolverine goodness. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to Sideshow Con, everyone.
Hello, everybody. I know we just got a great look at that Wolverine Hot Toys, and you have been warned. Spoilers are ahead.
You have been warned. Now, these spoilers may have appeared in print form, or you may have seen them in the trailer, but we wanted to give you that heads up. All right, back to us, but let's spin this guy around. Let's take that camera and get a close-up of, boom, Deadpool from this new movie. Yep. That's kind of the cutest way we're probably ever going to see Deadpool. Baby Pool right up on the front, right?
I have to say, I've been purposefully also one of those people that's not watching a ton of stuff, so I don't get spoiled by too much, but this is the best surprise ever.
She's been very good. Well, we've had this and it's been secretive. She did not want to see it until just now. But it is absolutely amazing. Now, this is also up for pre-order on this one here. Starting with Deadpool.
I was going to say, there's so many different iterations of Deadpool on this piece, which is really exciting.
And there are different ways in which to display it. Even this one here, we're kind of seeing that propeller in the spin, but it'll have just the traditional propeller as well in its own stand, so you can decide how you want to have it.
Cool.
Working down, those are probably the fanciest sidearms I've ever seen, and if we close up on those as well, you do see that, yep, he's got the logos right down on the butt of the guns.
That's
there.
so cool.
He has his traditional ones that he has holstered, and then you took a peek at, why don't you do it?
I was going to say, it feels very exciting. I'm going to take this out. These are removable.
Yep, he does have his katana, of course. And that there on the back that holds them does magnetically go on to the figure as well. This is fully posable. It's come in completely redesigned as far as the suit. It's incredible as far as just how easy this thing is to pose. Working our way down to a great base, and yet one more character. Yep, there he is. We have Dogpool, and he is articulated there on the feet and there on the head. You decide exactly how you want to pose and display him. So much going on with this one. Yes, available for pre-order, and stay tuned to the end of the show. We're doing some giveaways, and hey, we never know what special guest star may show up.
You never know.
For that.
Again, this is a big day. We are celebrating Deadpool a lot quite today. So
absolutely. Now, RSVP for this one.
I know, definitely RSVP. Guy, do you have a favorite Deadpool on this just before we say goodbye to it?
I have to say the fact that he's got the carrier. Let's turn that to the side so you can see the fact that he's got the carrier, and it is just really fun. Emily Beatrice Gross, loving Dogpool so much. I mean, I'm a dog guy myself, and there are so many reasons to have this figure, but I mean, it's really 1, 2, 3, 4. You get a lot of figures. You get a lot of figures.
I was gonna say
with this particular.
I agree with you, Emily. I think Dogpool's my favorite. When I first knew he was going to be in the movie, it's been my most anticipated, just little character. I feel like he may steal the show a bit, and I'm definitely excited to see that.
Absolutely. Go to side.show/conday3, and you're going to be able to RSVP for this figure, okay? So make sure you're doing that. But this isn't the only Hot Toys piece that we have seen. The Hot Toys people have been doing amazing work in their artisan line, and they just showed off a fan favorite and one that people are very excited about. This one here, Black Widow. Let's take a look, and we're going to go back into the booth in just a moment.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're just joining us now in the chat, this is day 3 of Sideshow Con, and we are stepping into the world of Marvel with Wolverine, keeping with the theme of Wolverine and Deadpool.
And you guys just saw that video for the
Yes.
Black Widow. If you are interested in pre-ordering that does go up for pre-order on July 29th. So again, sign up for Sideshow SMS, side.show/SMS. You'll get mobile notifications sent to you before that piece launches. Those drops are highly limited, super exciting, and actually we've got a couple other pieces here that had limited releases. They are waitlisted now, so that's one of the importances of being ready, having your notifications on, and jumping on pre-orders when you get the opportunity.
Love being on the ball. Speaking of on the ball, we're on the ball today with Deadpool and Wolverine. So let's talk first about the 2 Wolverines that we have going on here. Firstly, I have to point out, because you might not be able to see it, this is one of the coolest, most subtle mixed media I think I've seen of anyone's spandex suit.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Now, this is from Hono Studio, which are a kind of a collaborative subdivision of Hot Toys. It's industry-leading artisans who wanted to create a line of collectibles for fans that have an entry-grade level pricing, but not sacrificing any of the detail or the playability of these characters. And so you are seeing a classic Wolverine action figure, and then the brown suit variant. And these are in 6 scale as well.
Yes, and the blade that he's holding, I had to get up real close. The whole thing is red, and I'm a DC guy, but you told me that this is a canon blade.
Yes, so this is the limited Muramasa blade variant that came with the brown suit Wolverine. It factors into his backstory. He has a lot of ties to kind of feudal Japan. We've seen a lot of katanas today on this show, which I think is super fun. But what is really special, I think, also about this backdrop is you guys are seeing the figure base as well as that really unique feature that Hot Toys and Hono Studio have included with the ability to put in whatever comic book you want in the backdrop because it fits neatly in there. We've got a nice J. Scott Campbell piece there, as you guys can see, but it will come with the ability to have your own backdrop in that.
So you can throw up whatever issue you want.
Oh, yeah. Now, both of those are waitlisted. If you are wondering what it means when we say waitlist, it means that we have sold out of what we have available to fans, but there are cancellations and there are other ways for us to sometimes, find a piece that, missed the mark, or not missed the mark, but, missed getting out in the first wave. So if you have, the waitlist is never a guarantee, but it is the best way to let us know you are still interested in a piece. And if a piece is available, then we will notify you and you'll have a chance to do it. So it's not a guarantee, but it's a great way to let us know you're still looking for that piece.
Super handy information. Thank you so much. So we're moving on from Wolverine. We're going to see so much of him. We got to talk about what kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man himself. This is his Mark III suit?
This is his Mark III suit, and this is a really cool variation. Hot Toys has done a red and chrome version. I can literally see myself in the reflectivity.
It's
I'm watching.
so much reflection.
Yes, it is a beautiful piece, highly, highly detailed. And again, Hot Toys excels at the Iron Man figures, so you're getting all of this great detail. You're getting those light up elements, including that base with the arc reactor design on it.
I love that light up function.
Yes, this was also a highly limited release. I believe this figure went to waitlist. So again, if you are interested, let us know, and we'll, if we find another piece, we will let you know, and then you might have a chance to order that for yourself.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I love the early Iron Man suits when the nanobots come in and they're like super slick. I feel like you lose definition. I love how much definition we get with this suit. So in terms of if I were to get an Iron Man suit, I really love the early Mark ones. And then the shine, the light, it's just one of the best Iron Mans I've seen.
Yeah, and it's a really cool variation because that technically is supposed to be the first suit that introduces the gold.
Yes.
But with that chrome element, you've got a really cool detail. Now we are swinging over, staying in the world of Marvel, but we are going to take a closer look at this really cool art print. This is the Amazing Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six by artist Gabriel Del Otto. Now you guys are looking at the canvas variant, which is really cool. We've seen some paper giclées this week, and this is a gallery wrapped canvas. You've got the archival varnish that is going to ensure the longevity of this piece in your display. It really preserves those inks. But you've got what's also called a floating frame, so it doesn't touch. Doesn't touch the frame itself doesn't hover. It doesn't have magic powers, but the image itself has a nice kind of hovering effect where it is mounted. And let's talk about the art itself.
Oh yeah, all of the Sinister Six are represented here. Obviously we have Amazing Spider-Man, he's in the midst of it. I mean, we had a statue on day 1 that depicted this like 6-on-1 fight.
Yes.
And I think this is just as epic even in 2D. It's kinetic, there's so many colors popping. Spider-Man doesn't look like he's afraid of them, but that's pretty overwhelming odds.
You know, he might be outmatched, but he is never out Peter Parkered with that relentless determination. No one can out Peter Parker him. I love that you've got the city in the background, the city that he loves, his friendly neighborhood's in there somewhere, but you've got these really intense warm colors contrasting with the greens and the purples that we got to see of these. Now this was, I believe, connecting covers for variants of a Marvel comic. So again, we bring you guys the opportunity to have the full complete image. You don't have to chase down those limited variant covers, but you can have that on display, and it is a great companion piece for that premium format. They are sold separately, but again, one of those ways that we encourage collectors to, go into different formats and have those really cool ultimate character displays.
So this is just one item that we have. We're stepping into another collection.
Speaking of ultimate character displays,
my gosh.
We wanted to show you guys just some of the many 6-scale figures. These are Hot Toys Star Wars figures that are available through our 30% off select in-stock promotion running for Sideshow Con. You can find that again at side.show/con day 3 with the code, I believe it's SCON24. You can take 30% off select in-stock figures.
That's a pretty great discount. I mean, look at all of the characters that we have included here. I really love the pose on Anakin. It's just such a nice pose. We've got Boba Fett as well. So much representation from Star Wars in here. I love that just casually too. Boba Fett's got a rocket going off.
Yes, and now this is actually a great way to talk about this particular set is the Boba Fett Deluxe 2-pack. You get 2 figures for the price, but today, for Sideshow Con exclusively, we have 35% off this as well. We've got a full screen graphic, so we'll show you guys that deals graphic so you can get a little bit more of a sense of what's going on here. But if you want to take 35% off a 2-figure collectible set, that is incredible. That is a great way to maximize your collection here, or you can army build with the various troopers. You can select multiple quantities on the Death Watch Mandalorians and really build up your Star Wars collection. So check out those deals. Those are going through Sideshow Con. So don't miss out on that. Now, we do have some more 6-scale figure pieces, but we're going to visit our friends at Threezero because we've got a couple of pieces here from some fan favorite licenses. I mean, they're both 80s nostalgia, but one's a little more modern technically. We've got the premiere of the Eddie Munson 6-scale figure from Stranger Things, and I am so excited about this one.
We know you love Eddie. Give us a sound off. I mean, I'm sure you don't love what's happening to Eddie currently, but we all
separately.
know. Yeah.
But,
That Demogorgon right there, I promise you, Demogorgon, you guys are getting Demogorgon.
This, I'm just awestruck by the mullet.
Yeah,
it
looks so glorious.
Great. The sculpt on that is great. I love the likeness. And then you're getting, of course, his layered different kind of fabric textures. You've got the faux leather underjacket. You've got that denim on top with the ripped off sleeves. And then, of course, you've got the Hellfire Club shirt inside. Love his little chain wallet situation he's got going on there. And then, yes, you are going to be able to pose this piece and probably do some sick guitar solos as well. So if you want to know more about this piece, you can RSVP to be notified when it goes up for pre-order. Again, check these all out at side.show/con day 3. And again, the 6-scale Demogorgon is so cool, especially because most of their Stranger Things collection has been the season 1 versions of the kids. So you really get the sense of how monstrous this thing was, menacing the children when they were so much younger and smaller and more innocent in the world of, not knowing how deep the Upside Down goes.
I'll tell you, I thought a Demogorgon was terrifying just seeing it on screen. Now that I'm seeing its open mouth with its teeth, I'm terrified.
They've done a great job with the textures on that body, those seamless elbows as well for those really long and monstrous arms. But we're going to go a little bit more covert than a giant
I can't look into his mouth anymore.
Monster.
We have to talk about the world of G.I. Joe.
Yes, we do. G.I. Joe, they launched action figures for, generations of kids. Now we've got this incredible detailed 6-scale figure by Threezero of covert operative Snake Eyes.
Again, I love a mixed media. We see the sweater in there. We see the vest as well. It's just so cool whenever you see a very subtle mixed media.
And pouches on pouches on
Pouches on pouches, tactical.
I love it. And yes, as you mentioned, that sweater, I love the kind of ribbed knit to it, but that'll also enhance the articulation of the piece because, you know, he'll be able to pose even though he's kitted up with all of that tactical gear. You still have those flexible fabric elements. And then, of course, we've got the katanas on the back. So if someone's got a katana running count for today, I'm sure the chat can do it.
Yeah, let us know, chat, what
We're
the count's
definitely
at in
getting
terms of
up there.
katanas. Very important information.
But again, you can check out a closer look at this on our website at side.show/con day 3.
Now we're going to keep the nostalgia going because so many people I know are going to freak out when they see this. Have you ever wanted yourself a Zoltar, but you're like, it's so big? Well, we have a much smaller Zoltar for you to get the same feel, just in a much more manageable size.
Now, this is from our friends at New Wave Toys who have done all of those fabulous replicades that you guys have seen that are fully functional and playable games. Now, we do have a functional Zoltar machine here. He does...
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
Now, he
so
lights
cool.
up, he moves, he does really speak, but check this out. You're going to get a bunch of these adorable little coins. Now, there are different modes, so you can do a free play mode, but if you want to pop a quarter in there...
No way.
You may have heard this, but Zoltar is here to tell you you can believe it. Age is simply a matter of mind.
Thank
if you.
you.
Don't mind, then, my friend, it doesn't matter. So go on. Be carefree like a little baby. But first, give Zoltar a little money, and I will give you a fortune.
We gave you the money, Zoltar, but I will, oh my gosh!
And now each of those...
Do I take it?
Yeah, please do. Read your fortune.
What?
It's perforated.
So my fortune is, now is the time to start the new project you have been contemplating. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start working with James Gunn in the new DCU. Thank you so much for the permission, Zoltar. Thank you.
Now, this is amazing. Again, you see all of those incredible light up and talking features. It comes with 2 rolls of fortunes, and there are 55 unique fortunes. So I pulled this one earlier. Actually, it's about traveling. You're going to maybe want to get a magnifying glass out to read all of that, but it is actually a real, you know, fortune dispensing thing. You've got all those different coins that you can then pull back out of the machine and utilize, but you do have those different free play modes as well. And I believe there's a motion activated feature as well. So if you want to just leave it on, have some guests over and really freak them out.
That's why it was going off in our segment, that motion right there. That's so cool. Now, tell me what we have going on here, because is this just any ordinary boombox?
Oh, it is not just any ordinary boombox. It is the M90 Mini Blaster X Big Power, again from New Wave Toys. Now, this does have a fully functional radio feature.
Oh, wow.
We don't have the music rights to play that on our live stream, but believe me when I say you've got all of these incredible details. You've got these moving dials, and look at that. You can do the scanner up top.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You've got the antenna. Now, this is a scaled replica. It's not exactly, you know, a specific scale, but you do have all of those really fun interactable features. There's a full remote for control as well. And then you've got even a tiny cassette case. I will say, I know I'm pretty young, and I sometimes get, you know, comments about it, but I'm not so young I didn't have cassette tapes. You can make yourself a little mixtape there, and that goes into the tape deck.
You can make it?
Well, not a full function, but you know, in your heart, you can make a mixtape.
I was like, the technology's so impressive.
They've made it even smaller. No, but you can use this as a functioning radio.
Cool.
You've got those amazing features. I am obsessed with everything New Wave Toys does because it is so cool. They've even got those tiny Coca-Cola machine refrigerators, so you can actually store a can of Coke
so cool.
inside of them, and all of those amazing replicates. But we're not quite done just yet. We've got a really fun collection of pieces from Kotobukiya.
So I'm just going to real quick hide this fortune, not tell Sideshow that I'm keeping it, as we step into the world of Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya is one I know you diehard collectors in the chat love. There's deep admiration for them, and boy, do we have some pieces from Kotobukiya.
Yes, so we've got some of their Bishoujo collection as well as their artifacts line. So let's take a look.
Yeah.
Where do we want to start? Do we want to start up top?
Decepticons?
Let's start with the Decepticons.
Yes.
So this is our Kotobukiya's Bishoujo collection. These are the Transformers. Up top, we've got Starscream, And then we've got Thundercracker and Skywarp. So this is, of course, a trio of Decepticons. And you'll notice that each of their portraits has some slight variation in the expression, but they make a fabulous collection together. Now, all of these Bishoujo pieces that you're going to see are based on the incredible art of Shunya Yamashita, who is just a fabulous artist, and his work is replicated in so many of these different licenses and styles, all throughout Kotobukiya's signature pieces. So you've got the fun kind of pinup. And for those who don't know, Bishoujo is kind of a genre of art style in Japan. It means pretty girl, and it's really about emphasizing fun and cutesy beauty. And so
I think they're fun and cutesy beauty for sure.
Absolutely. I'm actually really loving the little like sock garter belt things we got going on for the Decepticons here. But we've also got some video game pieces with the Lilith from Darkstalkers. Now, this is Lilith in Morrigan's costume. So for those of you keeping along at home, she's borrowed a different character's total outfit. She's also standing on Morrigan's kind of themed base.
Yeah, I can hear the chat going, hey, wait a minute.
That's not how that works. No, it's definitely how that works. And this piece has so many cool textures going on with it, especially because we've got the matte kind of look to her leggings, but the inside and outsides of her wings have different casts as well.
Very cool.
Almost bat-like and more glossy in comparison to the rest of the cute detailing. She's also got those wings up top on her head.
And for such a simple base, I really love the paint job. It's just a great gradation, good pop of color on an otherwise black suit.
Yes, and it really captures that kind of pixelated Darkstalkers look. Now, we've also got some Star Trek pieces here. We've got Uhura herself and a medical sciences officer. So we've got Operation Officer Uhura here as well. So you can see the really cool, I love the base design. I'm a little bit new to Star Trek. I came in with Lower Decks, so as much as I know about it, I'm not really sure what that swirl on the base is. I kind of feel like it might have something to do with the communications board. But we do have some tribbles on the base, I know that much. And just an incredible character for the legacy of science fiction.
Zoltar's going off again. Quick, grab the fortune.
He could not resist it. And then we have the medical sciences officer as well in her blue uniform. She's got her variation of the tricorder, and she's walking along an alien planet. Now,
so cool. We're moving on to anime. We're moving on to the anime that got me into anime.
Ooh!
Yes. My Hero Academia with Dark Deku, otherwise known as Izuku Midoriya. I just think this is one of the most badass things, the coolest.
Well, I said it on the Ghost Rider segment. You're totally
cool. It's badass, 100%. I mean, the lightning strike that's coming, the kinetic energy of the thing. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see that we have the optional portrait there.
With his mask.
And it looks absolutely menacing. Everything about this, from posing to execution, is just spot on.
Yes, Kotobukiya has done a fabulous job recreating both the manga style as well as the anime for this piece, especially in the kind of, you almost get like sketch lines along his arms and the gloves, and the way in which his own quirk is kind of a little self-destructive. You've got some great energy going on, and I do love the clear cast elements with the brighter lightning bolts as well as the darker pieces as well.
And if you're facing this lightning straight on, I just love the wrap of the lightning. It just looks like you are right in the crosshairs of Deku.
Well, you definitely don't want to be there, especially with those quirk abilities, especially because this definitely represents a trained up version of the hero from where he started with humble origins. Now, we've got a really cool video for you guys. We've been showing you guys some of the raw outputs for new and upcoming statues, and we are so excited. We've got an exclusive look for you guys at a new piece that actually, when I started working here 7 years ago, some fans started a petition. Please, Sideshow, make this character. Now, we don't want you getting a big head about it, but this look is just for you guys. And then when we come back, we're going to be in the booth with an exclusive artist interview with Ian McDonald, and he's going to be revealing the first look at another brand new piece. So let's check out that video, because I know you guys are dying to see what it is.
I'm dying to see what it is.
Hey everybody, I'm here at Sideshow in their mold and cast studio, and I saw something that you guys have to see. Come on, let's take a look. Right here is the MODOK statue. I mean, look at how amazing this is. Just to give you an idea of size, this is what my hands look like next to it. This thing is massive. We've got a great angry facial expression, those little arms and legs, and you can even see some other pieces here too. Looks like some piping in different sizes, different styles, and it's all gonna connect into this base. I mean, this truly is incredible, and I think it's heading over to get painted really soon. But anyways, I just had to show you guys this and give you a sneak peek, but make sure you stick around because we have so many new reveals and you never know what you're gonna see here at Sideshow Con.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Con. I'm Guy, and I am here with Ian McDonald talking about some of his incredible pieces. Thank you so much for being here. This is very cool. I want to start with some of your Marvel pieces. First up with this one right here. Okay, let's start and talk Spidey and the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Most of the time I see Spidey sense, it's either drawn in lines of some form, or I hear it as an auditory thing.
Yeah.
You decided to go in a very different direction. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, starting off the design of this piece, I wanted to somehow show, you know, all of the Sinister Six depicted all at once in one piece. And the way I thought to do that was sort of a representation of the spider sense. And normally, like you said, there's like wavy lines or like spiky lines or something, but I thought it'd be cool to have this like looming threat of the Sinister Six be represented visually, and that way you get all the characters as well.
Absolutely.
One, right? So,
now, when you did this, even the color scheme of it, it looks like you kind of kept some of the colors of the original guys as well. So all of that was that all in the beginning design?
Yeah.
All of that kind of thing?
For sure, yeah. I tried to carefully sort of light them from the top, you know, with this kind of green that contrasts Spider-Man's red really well, and then keep the cooler sort of shadow tones behind Spidey so it kind of frames him really well. And yeah, keeping a little bit of their like signature tones in there, and yeah, I think the painter did a really good job.
Absolutely. Now, I read Spider-Man very early. I was very young when I did it, and so I could relate to him because he was so young. And to me, this version of Peter Parker you've designed does have that very youthful quality.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, the idea was sort of like a more spry, kind of lanky, lean Spider-Man.
Okay.
And yeah, Ryan Peterson, the sculptor, really executed on that. And yeah, it's really good.
Now, there's always been a debate, large eye or smaller eye on Spider-Man. This was obviously a very important choice in this piece. Now, why exactly did you go with that choice?
I mean, for a couple of reasons. The main one is to express the sort of shock of spider sense, right?
Okay.
So the wider eyes kind of convey that emotion, and otherwise, like, Spider-Man's kind of a little emotionless because he has the mask. And then just because we've, in the past on other statues, we've done the variety of different eye shapes, and we haven't really touched on this very much. So,
well, I think myself, if there were 6 villains I knew I had to deal with, my eyes would go very wide. So I am a wide eye fan of that, and so I'm glad you did it. Now the next piece is Dazzler. Now for me, this is a character I'm only really recently learning about.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of knowledge about Dazzler when you came in to do this?
Not so much at the start. She's like, besides that, she's kind of a rock star kind of idol.
Yes.
I didn't really know too much about the character, but in starting the piece, in starting the design, we kind of did a deep dive into her backstory, and yeah, just kind of really wanted to represent the kind of 70s, 80s, you know, iconic version of her.
So you, as you said, you really went and deep dived to kind of create the story. And now with this piece, you and the sculptor, you were telling me earlier, really kind of worked together to tell said story.
Oh yeah, like it was always going to be sort of the roller skating version, but Steve Schumacher, the sculptor, really kind of generated the idea of outer space and the light trail and her kind of like, you know, curving around the planets in space. And that was like all credit to Shu. Like he's amazing. But, and then I kind of from there took that and kind of brought it into 2D again. And then he took it back into 3D, and
well,
yeah, it was kind of...
she's obviously having a lot of fun, and I am as well. Now, you talked about kind of the design. I looked down at the lower base, and you talked about that planetary. And to me, it kind of has a little bit of that Jack Kirby look. Were you influenced in the design of this, or kind of just in your own art world, by those early comic creators? What were some of your influences with doing these kind of things?
I'd say like early on, a big influence was J. Scott Campbell, Joe Mad, artists like that. And then animation as well is a big part of my life, and that's kind of what I studied as well. So try to bring elements of that into concepts.
Well, that explains why there's so much movement in your pieces, is coming from that animation and bringing it to life. Because I can, with both of these, I can kind of see the next move, her legs spinning around to do that next stride. Now, you tackled a very unique character for this next piece, which is a brand new piece. It is a premiere. Ian, let's talk about Peacemaker. All right. This is an incredibly fun piece, an incredibly fun character. So much to talk about with it. But right off the top, I want to talk about kind of the design and look of this. Now, I've watched the show and I've read a few of the comics. I don't remember him riding an eagle, and I don't remember, he's a big dude, but I don't remember him being quite so massive. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the idea, it was Ricky Lovas and I, he's the design director at Sideshow. We wanted to sort of do a piece that represented like the fun, kind of silly aspect of the show, and then we thought it would be really fun to do a piece that was like Peacemaker's sort of idealized version of himself, like how he sees himself in his mind's eye.
Okay, so he looks in the mirror. This is who he's seeing, the absolutely victorious guy, and just his, from the facial expression, which is really fun, to the horns up there on the hand, and down to the eagle. And I look at that eagle and the detail in all of, so each one of those feathers has to be sculpted. Out and all.
And got to give credit to the sculptor Daniele Angelozzi from Italy. He did an amazing job. Like, got to credit him for this. It's just amazing seeing it brought to life.
Now, I've always talked about the statues kind of, particularly the base, being chapter 1. And you've did some neat stuff on this base that for me hinders back to a point in my early life. Talk to me a little bit about why a decision to do something like this.
Well, the idea was we wanted to sort of throw back to some of those like old 70s hot rod kind of illustrations, and really kind of show that through the, you know, the riding of the eagle, the starbursts, kind of making the like the base support and everything, and that explosion of Americana. And
this to me, I was a kid in 1976, and I swear this was a parade float. Not the man on the eagle, but definitely had that. And this it's so fun. Now, this is a brand new reveal, so make sure to be signed up to RSVP the minute this is available for order. Ian, this is coming to my collection. It will not just be displayed during July, but other times. I want to ask one final thing of you. With all of this, you seem to have such a youthful, fun flair with it. If there are youthful artists out there that want to get into this kind of thing, what are your recommendations? What would you say you feel is essential for a young artist?
I always tell young artists, draw from life as much as possible. Like go outside, go to cafes, draw people, even if they don't want you drawing them, like do it quietly, go life drawing. Like, just drawing from life, from observation, like makes a huge difference. It's so much different than drawing from a photo, which is flattened in 2D. When you see things with your like 2 eyes in 3D, it's totally different.
So get out there, grab the pencil and the paper, grab your pad, and get out there and experience it. And thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for all of these. Thanks for being part of Sideshow Con. This has been fantastic. Now, we've got more Sideshow Con coming up. We are not done yet, so we're going to show you this little bit and be right back with even more of Sideshow Con Day 3.
Thanks for joining us here at Sideshow Con. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you're notified whenever we release a brand new video. And now, back to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here with Avi, and we're taking a peek at some incredible new pieces right in front of us.
Yes, I just want to say again, thanks Ian McDonald. I mean, I always love seeing that Dazzler, but that Peacemaker piece is amazing. It is so funny
cool.
and so perfectly indicative of that character.
I couldn't agree more. And it's so fun to finally see it here in the studio. Definitely check that out. Definitely RSVP to learn more.
Yes, so now we're going into a slightly smaller scale than you guys have seen in the booth today. This is a 10th scale. We've got some Iron Studios pieces. They are always known for their incredible 10th scale pieces, as well as other scales, but we have a Gandalf here, and then we have Superman as well for you guys to take a closer look at.
I do love to see these. Both of these seem to have like the common theme of like the triumphant hero.
Yes.
Overlooking like and standing above, you know, like their cities.
A little bit of environment base to each of them, and the coloring is very different, but both of them are indicative of symbols of hope, or, you know, action and kind of the hope for the heroes in this part of their stories.
No, definitely. I do love seeing them here. I mean, obviously, you're right, the color scheme on both these is vastly different, but I do love, you know, the bright, vibrant colors on Superman here. And he's standing above, or flying above, should I say?
Yeah.
Like a chrome, almost monochromatic, like we got on the bottom here of the city, which I think is really cool. And again, the world building of both is amazing.
It's a little more Kryptonian. I'm just seeing it from the back. I think it's Krypton as opposed to Metropolis. You've got the really unique architecture going on there. And then with Gandalf, of course, we've got not only Gandalf, but we've got the entirety of his horse as well, Shadowfax running fast. And then we've got that environment base at the bottom as well. I love how much Lord of the Rings we've had today. But one of the most interesting parts of this is with all of the different layers of his costuming. These are fully cast in polystone and hand painted. There is different texture on the different layers of his robes. So, you know, he's got the outer robe, and I'm seeing some distress in wear, and it's got almost like a rough cloth look to it. And then on the smaller sleeve, there's even like embroidery details. So they've gone that far into the 10th scale sculpt, and I absolutely love it.
I do love to see, and like you have such an appreciation for that attention to detail too, especially on this Gandalf piece as well.
Now, both of these will be Sideshow exclusive pre-orders. They are coming very soon. So again, you can RSVP to be notified. Check out their product pages at side.show/con day 3, along with everything else we've covered today in the booth. So if you are tuning in late, where have you been? We've been going live since 11 a.m. But you can see everything that we did so far today at side.show/con day 3, including those deals and some sweet, sweet giveaways.
Yeah, I know, so much. And we should talk some more about those deals too. I mean, as I've been looking at stuff, there's so much that I want to get my hands on, and we do have some amazing deals available right now.
Yes, in the booth we got to take a look at just some of the many Star Wars Hot Toys pieces that are available. This select 30% off in-stock deal we've been highlighting all week, and it goes through Sideshow Con. This is a great time to build your collection, pick up multiple characters if you want to get some troopers, or you want to get any of your favorites, complete some gaps in your collection. But today, a live show exclusive deal, you can get 35% off the Boba Fett set. That is 2 characters in one set, so 35% off. That is more than a third of the price off a 2-figure collectible set. You're going to use the code BOBASET to check out with that one. But
Boba set. I hadn't said it out loud until right now.
They should have had 2 T's on that. Boba set. No, that is an amazing deal, again, because you're not just getting an incredible deal on the price, but you are getting those 2 characters. And now, speaking of 2 characters, what are these guys doing here?
Well, again, it's been a Deadpool themed day for sure. We've got so many amazing Deadpool pieces, and we wanted to showcase these because we really would like to do a giveaway for some more Deadpool things in celebration of Sideshow Con, Comic-Con, Deadpool and Wolverine. There's too much going on right now.
All right, so we're going to give away one of these to 2 lucky winners. I mean, one winner's going to get one and one winner's going to get the other. If you guys are participating live in the chats right now, leave a comment in the live chat, #Sideshow I agree. You are agreeing to the terms and conditions at side.show/contest. So make sure you check those out at your earliest convenience. But one winner will get this amazing armorized Deadpool by Hot Toys, and another, well, oh my God, I just noticed the teddy bear in his hand.
I know.
Oh, that's a great detail. So one winner will get the Cable 6-scale figure by Hot Toys with the sad burned teddy bear in his hand.
I know. I agree with you, Jose, though. I do love that armorized Deadpool. We've seen Deadpool in so many different different ways. So again, if you missed the spoiler, you can decide whether you want to look at it or not.
Yeah, you know, we're past that, but
we're past that, but this is an amazing representation of Deadpool too.
Well, and again, today was just jam-packed with so many cool things, being a Thursday and being the third day of Sideshow Con. So we're going to take you guys through a little bit of some of our favorites now. I know you got to talk with Rich about it, but I am so excited for that Vampire's Lust premium format figure.
I know.
I love that it's a 2-character piece. I love all the details of the kind of classic vampire lore we've got going on here. And I actually really love that it's a female vampire. I liked hearing his reasoning behind, you know, the original concept and then this becoming this really interesting and very sensual vampire piece.
I know, I totally agree. It was so great to have a conversation with him about, you know, the conception of that piece, the making of it, to see how it evolved and what it transformed into in the end.
So cool.
So amazing. Again, a great addition to the Sideshow Originals line. Really allowed them that freedom to, you know, explore that genre and do something different, like you said.
Yes, and you guys have been treated to some really cool concept art today. Remember, some of those concept art pieces that you're seeing, we have the finished products in store, but there, you know, there might have been details that changed in production and things like that. But you got to see Ian McDonald's Spider-Man and the Sinister 6 premium format figure. Love the colors on that. You got to see some early concept for Dazzler. I love that it evolved into this cosmic roller disco. Kind of like also harkens back, maybe intentionally, maybe not, to her time as a Herald of Galactus.
And then Peacemaker. I know, we have to come back to Peacemaker because
I love it.
That's such an exciting reveal. That's such an exciting reveal. I love that character. I love the fun approach they took to that as well.
Yes. And with those artist interviews, we also got to talk at the very beginning of the show with Jorge Villar, not only about that amazing Ghost Rider piece, but also about the Slayer, the Undying Blade, a brand new Court of the Dead piece that I am so excited to see for fans. Again, you can't keep the underworld from rising. We've got a new Flesh faction member joining the story, and it is so exciting. And I love he has, you know, that interest in the historical costuming with the kind of Court of the Dead, you know, exists outside of time. The afterlife is always changing and moving, but some of our pieces have historically had influence based on real world culture and, you know, costume design. And so getting to that feudal samurai look was so cool, and talking about that with him was great.
I know, it was such a great conversation to watch between the two of you, and to highlight all of the pieces by those artists and have them in the studio today too.
It's such a treat, even
really
for us,
is.
because we don't get to talk to them all the time as well. So we're learning right alongside you guys.
I know. Well, again, it's been an incredible day. So many new reveals, and the day is not over yet. We've got a lot more coming up this afternoon as well, and we'd love to give you a peek at what the rest of today is looking like.
Yes, so let's see that schedule for Sideshow Con Day 3. So we are just about finished with our 11 a.m., but at 2:30, we're hopping right back in the booth.
Amazing. I know we've got another fan request booth tour coming up.
Is that you and Guy again?
I'm not too sure who will be making some appearances today.
Oh, it's Derek. I think Derek will be in there as well. So you guys are going to take a look. That is your opportunity. If there was a piece that you wanted to see a little bit more about today from the booth tour, you can ask during that stream, and we will do our best to, you know, revisit it for you. And then at 4 p.m., we've got the wrap-up show. That is your place to recap everything that went down today, including, you know, if you want to get a little bit of FOMO on any giveaways you might have missed. But our team will be wrapping up for you, and those are in the Sideshow social network, which is your exclusive place to see those live streams outside of our, you know, our YouTube. So we've got this one on YouTube, but the social network, side.show/join us. You know, we had a lot of horror stuff today, so maybe it's side.show/join us. But you'll want to see that for all those live streams.
Definitely. And again, if you don't want to miss anything, you don't want to feel any FOMO for all the giveaways that are going on, make sure you are registered for Sideshow Con as well.
Yeah,
again,
it's not too late.
It's not too late. It's still going on. You can go to side.show/con to register. Just for registering, you're going to get those $5 in rewards that you can use, and there's also so many exclusive perks that come with.
Yes, you can use those rewards on some of those new pieces you might have seen. If you're pre-ordering something, you're picking up that 30% off deal. But you also, you know, registering for the event, you'll have access to subscriber-only perks, like, you know, there might be giveaways exclusively for those who are registered or other things. And speaking of registering and getting notifications, I want to push Sideshow SMS again. If you want to take your geeking on the go, side.show/SMS, you can subscribe for mobile notifications and alerts on new collectible drops, like some of those Artisan Hot Toys pieces that we saw. If you want to be notified and, you know, you're out and about, we've always got our phones with us, so make sure you sign up, and you can, you know, you can edit your your subscription settings in your Sideshow account, which is super great to make, but those mobile notifications are your best way to get notified before those hot limited releases.
No, definitely. You make such a good point in letting everyone know that there's so many different ways to stay up to date and make sure you're not missing anything.
And stay in contact with us. Yes, we love to hear from you guys.
We do. We love getting to show these to you, give these away to you as well. Remember to keep entering. Down in the top below, hashtag Sideshow Space. I agree. To get your hands on either Armorized Deadpool or Cable right here.
Yes, and I do want to remind you guys, the Deadpool movie drops tonight, so hopefully you guys are not spoiling anything for each other in the chats. But remember, we had those really cool Hot Toys pieces that do have some of the spoilers on them, and those will be available on our website. I think Deadpool's or Wolverine's already up for pre-order, but Deadpool will be dropping very soon as well. So if you guys want to stay spoiler-free, come back tomorrow and make sure to pre-order those. But we have a giveaway for the Deadpool and Wolverine figures. Is that? Oh, we're doing that right now.
We're doing that right now. Yes,
okay.
We do. I was gonna say if you thought 2 wasn't enough, why don't we?
I can't keep track of all these giveaways. I need to go to the wrap-up show.
I was gonna say if you thought 2 wasn't enough, why don't we double it? Why don't we give away another 2 figures?
What?
One person's gonna win that new Deadpool, and another person's gonna win that new Wolverine.
Now those are not quite in stock yet, but as soon as those arrive to us, we will send that out to you. That's amazing, and they're gonna enter the same way, hashtag Sideshow Space, I agree, in the comments. And again, remember, you are agreeing to the Sideshow terms and conditions at side.show/contest. Goodness gracious.
There's so many giveaways, they won't stop, and we have they won't stop, they keep coming, and we have more ongoing giveaways happening as well, too.
Yes, so stay here with us, but after this show, you can check out our grand prize giveaway that is running throughout Sideshow Con for that Batman vs. Joker Eternal Enemies premium format figure. You guys are taking a quick look at some cool video footage. That was sculpted by Daniel Bell and Martin Canal. We had that in the booth earlier this week. You can see Bernardo Esquivel painting it. This is a labor of love, and we're going to actually be talking with Martin tomorrow as well during the show. So if you guys are excited, you can enter for a chance to win. Remember, that is going all the way through Sideshow Con. And one of my favorite details, again, I mentioned it when we saw it in the booth, but Daniel usually does the Joker for us, and Martin usually does Batman, but on this project, they switched. And so, you've got a Martin Joker and you've got a Daniel Bell Batman. So I think that is a really cool collaboration as well.
I love to see that switch up. It is an amazing piece, too. It's so exciting that one of you guys is going to get the chance to win that. So again, make sure you check out side.show/con to learn more about how you can enter to win this amazing piece. And that's so cool. Martin Canale is going to be here tomorrow, right?
Yes. We're going to give you a little spoiler alert for tomorrow's show. We've got a bunch of Star Wars, and then we will be having Martin Canale with a brand new DC statue and even more stuff to show you. I know that there's one more of those 3D outputs that I got to look at that I think will be making an appearance tomorrow. But tomorrow's schedule is up for you guys right now, so you can screenshot that, check it out. Again, we've got the 9 a.m. morning show in the Sideshow social network. Then you're going to want to plant yourself right here again at 11 a.m. on Sideshow's official YouTube channel for Sideshow Con Live. And at 1 p.m., there will be a wrap-up booth tour for you guys, just to, again, send off the final day of Sideshow Con in style.
That's so exciting. Again, so much exciting stuff still coming up, so make sure you are sticking around to see everything that's happening here at Sideshow Con.
Now, I think we've got a bunch of giveaway winners. Do we want to bring in someone to help us with that? Because I'm already exhausted by the number of giveaways we've had here.
I was going to say, I think we need some help, and we do have so many amazing people helping out on the show today. I think we should bring Derek back out.
Derek!
Nat 20s, I get a giveaway!
All right, get on out here.
So, very first one we have an Armorized Deadpool giveaway winner. Drum roll, please. Giving it away to Imperial Nerds.
Congratulations.
Shout out Imperial Nerds.
All right, for Imperial Nerds and all of the winners we're about to announce, remember, our moderators will be in the chat to tell you how to claim that. So make sure you're paying attention. If you just heard your name and the shock is still wearing off, make sure you pay attention. Our mods will tell you how to claim your prize. But next up, we've got a cable giveaway.
I know, I was going to say.
I'm going to share the wealth. I'm going to pass the crown.
The crown.
Ooh.
Yes. Thank you. All right, I've been given the honor of announcing the cable giveaway winner is going to be Roger Portillo. Congratulations, Roger. You get to take over.
That was a really good timing.
I've got it timed.
You got it timed.
Roger,
And we got Imperial Nerds.
I know.
OMG, you
Yes.
did win.
You
Congratulations. And then
OMG indeed.
Roger Portillo, congratulations. And now we've got a giveaway for that new Deadpool
You got
figure.
this.
I was gonna say the crown can be handed
Okay,
off
I'm
to you,
taking the
Amy.
crown.
Would you like
Yes.
to announce the winner?
So this is the
Deadpool.
Deadpool based on Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. It's the Deadpool figure. How many more times can I say it? All right, our winner for Deadpool. Congratulations to Maro Massey. Maro Massey, you are our winner for Deadpool from Deadpool 3.
Oh, how exciting! Again, like to have a figure from the new movie as well. That's so exciting.
Nice.
Again, you want to go in this comments down below. The moderators are going to let you know how
All
to
right.
retrieve
I
that prize.
think all three of us
Oh.
can nail this one.
Yeah.
But
We can all wear the
We
crown
all wear
then.
the crown.
no,
today.
is there a guy present?
I don't
Is there a
know.
guy?
Oh,
Some
no.
He's
just some
lurking in
guy,
the
no.
shadows.
He's
Oh,
lurking
he's
in the
off.
shadows.
He's the
Yeah.
lurker.
That's okay.
So it's the three of us.
All right.
I think we can get the timing down.
Okay,
I believe in
so,
us.
For that new Wolverine.
For the new
please,
Wolverine
From the new Deadpool
from the
Wolverine.
film that is
All right.
dropping tonight.
Is
All right.
Metro
Metro
W.
You got a very unique username, so our moderators will call it out in the chat. You should know who you are, but Metjo W, congratulations. You'll be taking home that Wolverine from the new film. That
so
was
excited.
so many
That was
giveaways.
so many giveaways.
head spinning
Oh
like
my
Beetlejuice.
I know.
There were so many exciting things, but remember, you guys, it still goes on. There's still Sideshow Con today, and there's still Sideshow Con tomorrow. So we are so appreciative for you guys sticking around. Side.show/con is going to be your place for everything going on. Make sure to register, claim those rewards. Yes.
Yes
Metro
way.
West, yes way.
Yes way.
100%. Congratulations. Remember, our mods will tell you how to claim that, so pay attention to the chats. Huge thank you to all the artists who came
I
out
know.
today.
Such an amazing show. Seriously, I can't thank the artists enough. Can't thank you guys enough. Being alongside us, taking us through the booth.
Thank you, Zoltar.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Zoltar,
Zoltar.
for
Yes.
telling us our fortunes.
Major
Yes.
shout out to Zoltar.
Thank you guys for being here because you guys are the reason that we do this show. Now, we're going to leave you off with some deals, but we'll be back here tomorrow, and we are so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching, and in the meantime, don't forget to let your geek side show. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Check out today's exclusive deals and everything we have going on in the link below. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to let your geek side show.